Hey chicks, let's chat. May as well just jump right on into the shenanigans. So much going on, especially in like quote unquote celebrity type stuff. But I kind of wanted to touch on the Megan, the Megan Thee Stallion kind of thing, because it kind of remind me of a little situation like that I done been through, and that just female stuff when you're dealing with men and other women or whatever, right? So I guess in Megan them situation, her homegirl was messing with Tory, and then she backdoored the homegirl and messed with him too or whatever. And now look what happened. All this foolishness came about. Now had she not messed with that man, guarantee bet all this stuff wouldn't even jumped off and happened. So that's why a lot of times women think that they be doing a big one by, being slick, dealing with somebody behind your back, or dealing with them, on the same time that you dealing with them. They ain't being slick, because listen, it all circles back. And it may not circle back the same way, but it circles back, and it usually end up being worse when it circles back. So you never getting over, you never being slick, you never like doing your big one. It's just a matter of time. All the chick really have to do is just sit back and wait and watch and listen, because she ain't gotta watch y'all and see what y'all doing. You already know what the lick gonna read. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, it's rarely situations where, oh, now they living happily ever after. No, baby, you got to see about stuff that you be done did when you backdoored, or you you backstabbed. You got to see about that. Like, it just comes full circle most of the time. But I said that to say, I don't know a lot of times if guys really fully understand the detriment that they do, especially when a woman is really into them, right? It's so many things that go on behind the scenes when that woman is really concerned about that man, and she really has feelings for that man. It's things that go on behind the scene that man don't even have a clue of. You just think that you go to, a man think he just come to your house and it's just comfortable, and maybe it is comfortable before he get there. But once he starts coming and you realize the kind of things that he likes, now you make sure that those things are at your house. He drink a certain type of water, you gonna make sure that water there. He like a certain type of juice or a certain type of snack, you gonna make sure you have that, right? If he's saying, oh, your bed's so comfortable this, that, you gonna make sure it's extra comfortable every time he get the sheets fresh, like comfortable, everything, right? And I don't think that a man realize how far out our way we go for them. Because a lot of times men, they're so simplistic, but we are the ones who pay attention to detail. So you don't have to, 1 or 2 times you act like you really like something or whatever, okay, you're gonna see more of that. You're gonna get more of that, just because she's aiming to please. And especially if you come into her spot, tell her how clean her house is one time, and sit on every time. Tell her how good that house look. Sit on every time you look around, look like, it's just bells and whistles everywhere. Like, men don't understand. You think that lady just, oh, she just wearing lingerie tonight. A lot of times you don't know how much thought went into that. Especially if that girl is a certain type of size or shape, whether she real slim, she want to look a little thick for you. If she thick, she want to look a little less thick or shapely, or whatever, you know, like women put a lot into their interactions with men. And that's not to say that men don't do their razzle dazzle, but I'm for sure that they don't do the kind of things that women do when we're out, you know, aiming to please, aiming to just make sure you're comfortable, you're in a good setting. Like we really roll out all the stops, and a lot of the stops are silent. You know, we might don't tell you that, hey, we ordered this and it didn't even fit right, so we sent it back and ordered something else just because we want to look a certain way on this particular night for you. It's your birthday. We want to, you know, like they don't even know all those little things, you know. And I think, you know, because they don't know those little things, they don't understand how frustrating, you know, things can get for a woman whenever she feels betrayed, or whenever she finds out you've been lying, whenever, you know, you just want to think, oh, she's crazy, this, that. No, she's pissed off, bro, because she has went out her way to do a whole lot of things that you may never know about, that you may never, you know, wrap your mind around, only to find out that you wasn't worthy of what she did. That pisses you off, it angers you, on top of your feelings hurt behind whatever it is that you done found out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I know that the guys don't know that, you know, most of the time the man does not know the things that you do, because like I say, the things you do, they're silent things. You know, of course you have those women that they sugar mamas, they go out their way and do all kind of foolishness. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about just the silent stuff that you do that just makes things a little more smooth, a little more sexy, a little more calm, cool, and collect. He don't have to worry about this, that, or the third, you know, when he's in your presence. You know, how we go out our way to look a certain way whenever we, you know, we going on a date with them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the silent things that they don't have a clue. You know, and it's things like that I pay attention to, because I'm like, if I went out my way to show up for this man a certain way, he better not have on no shoes that's dirty, be looking stupid when I get there. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know you may not put the effort into it what I put into it, but I better see some kind of effort that you put into it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times guys think, okay, you know, we just copy attitudes, or like I say, you know, they love to say you just crazy, this, that, and the third, or whatever. No, bro, like, it's way deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that I'm so crazy about you. That's not always the case. But at the point where I'm here and I'm investing my time, I'm going to do that to the best of my ability, because I really don't have to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm here, then I want to do it right. If I entertain you, I want to entertain you in the right way. You know what I'm saying? If I know it's a certain type of soap that you use, or like, or whatever the case, you just think it's there by happenstance. No, it's intentional. It's intentional. And I don't know too many women that when they know certain things about a dude, they don't try to make sure that things lined up. You know, I don't know too many women. Now, I do know it's plenty of women who do not care and don't think along them lines. That's what separates his time with you versus his time with her. Because she might have pieces of soap, little pieces of soap. Here it is, you got bars, you got 2-3 different body wash. Some don't have no scent on it, just because he might not want to come to bed smelling like strawberries or whatever. You know, just whatever you have going on, you make sure you have, you know. And for me, like, ever since I heard two things made me, you know, really move a certain way. when Cat Williams was like, you know, he had like silk scarves or silk pillowcases or something because he know women don't want to mess up their head or whatever. He had things for women. Like, I was like, okay, I heard that before. I like that. So I make sure I'm intentional about certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? Men body wash, men deodorant, extra toothbrush. Like, baby, you ain't dealing with no Ricky. You know what I'm saying? That's always gonna be what separates your time with me versus your time with somebody else. Cause it ain't gonna be nothing that you need that I don't have. It's not. I'm just better prepared than that. Especially at the point where I care. Now, if you over there and I'm like, yeah, nah, I ain't got nothing out the stove right up there though, then you know, hey, you know, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if I really feel like that about somebody, then you probably ain't even gonna be in my space in that way anyways. You know, truth be told. But listen, y'all gotta start paying more attention. And maybe sometimes with guys, they so used to, you know, a woman not necessarily going out her way and them having to go out their way to make sure things are in place, that when they get with a person where they don't have to do none of that, it's like they take it for granted. When the shoe gets on the other foot and it's like you're comfortable, you know, like you don't have to do nothing but show up and be good to her. You don't have to make her house a home. It's already that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can get her some gas, or you can, you know, pay a car note or do something for her, but you ain't gotta go buy her a car unless that's just something you want to do. You can always take her car, gas it up, go detail it and all of that, but you didn't have to, you know, make sure she had one. You know, and a lot of times if a guy don't have to do all of that for you, he don't show up in the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of guys don't appreciate when you don't, when they don't have to do everything for you, because they used to having to do everything for somebody. So when they get there and they can just chill and like, okay, cool. That's the one you should say, you know what, boy, I ain't gotta do nothing, so let me make sure I go and do something. Them be the ones that it's like almost like you would take her for granted. You would try to use her. And that's backwards. That's backwards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about the ladies who lead with their money, because if you lead with your money just like a man, then hey, listen, baby, you right for the picking to get taken advantage of. And I don't feel sorry for nobody that's leading with their money or material things the same way I don't feel sorry if a woman is leading with her vagina, or if a man is leading with his penis or his head, and that's all that girl wants for you and that's all she get. I don't feel sorry for you, because that's what you led with. That's what you was advertising with. So what do you expect? But when a woman is not leading with that, and you know, you just realize that it's peace over here, it's comfortable over here, it's straight, like she got, you know, well, yeah, she got that what I like over here. Don't take that for granted and understand that it's intentional. That lady went out her way to make sure that it's good over here. You know, and it's certain things that you can't pay a person back for. You know what I'm saying? When they thought about you and your wants and your needs, and they made sure X, Y, and Z was lined up, you can't give her no money back on that. That's far beyond money. She didn't need the money to do it. It was the thought, it was the consideration, it was the intentionality, and you can't pay her for that. And a lot of times when that woman ends up hating you, or when she ends up really just being done with you to the point she don't speak to you, she ain't taking no calls, man, it's because of all the time she went out her way. It ain't just about, okay, well, I caught you with this girl. No, baby, it's bigger than that. I wasn't ever supposed to catch you. If you was gonna do something, you supposed to did it a little better than that. I wasn't supposed to find out about her, or it should have never been her. If it was gonna be somebody, it shouldn't have been nobody I know. It shouldn't have been nobody I was close to. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the times I have went out my way for you. Because of all the times I have been intentional about making sure you're good, making sure, you comfortable. Yeah, that takes a lot of intentionality. Anytime you at a woman's house, ain't no another man coming over there, her phone ain't ringing. Listen, that's intentional. She making sure that you could be with her in her presence in peace. Because surely she could have people coming over there or blowing up her phone, or she could have open door policy where she tell people, hey, come by when you want to, this, that, third. You ever been at that woman's house, ain't no man showing up, baby. That's intentional. Appreciate that, because that says that she goes out her way to handle her business a certain way. She move a certain way. Because don't you know, if you want it and you coming over there, somebody else do too. So if you ain't having no problems, that's something to be commended. That's something to be understood, that okay, yeah, she got her stuff together, like she moves a certain way. Like, I appreciate that. I ain't never had no run-ins with no man. I ain't never had to worry about, somebody showing up. Like, a lot of times, the stuff we do, y'all don't appreciate it because it's silent things that we do. You don't appreciate it till you get with another woman and she's not doing those silent things. She's not showing up in the same way, with the same class, with the same pizzazz. In fact, you're wondering. She keeps you wondering. She moves a little funny. She might be a little sneaky. See, that's another thing. People confuse private with sneaky. A lot of these girls are not private. They sneaky. Same with these men. You ain't private, you sneaky, dog. There's a difference. There is a difference. Know the difference. Know the difference. Understand the difference. Because in these days and times, if you're not sneaky, then you're transparent. Even though you're private. Everybody may not know your business, but when a person dealing with you, they can tell that you are authentic. You're solid. Because why? Because you're transparent. When a person is sneaky, they're not transparent. It's too many things that you don't know, and that they make sure you don't know, and they go out their way to make sure you don't know it. That's sneaky. That's not private. But yes, I just say, in the midst of dealing with people that have not been able to appreciate how you have went out your way, how you have showed up silently and solidly. It's important, though, that we don't lose that as women. For those women who, you're that type of woman that I'm talking about, don't lose that. Don't let a person make you lose that. Just know that is the right way to show up, but for the right person. That's always what it comes down to. It's things that you should do, it's things that you shouldn't do. And it's people you should deal with, it's people that you should not deal with. And sometimes, hey, you might deal with this person, but you have to deal with them in a certain way. And if you know that you just cut a certain way, and every man you deal with, you're going to treat them like a king, then you can't deal with too many people, because you're going to be getting your feelings hurt. You have to be very particular about who you deal with. Now, I know everybody ain't getting king treatment, If I entertain you, that don't mean you're going to get king treatment. It don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to see something. I would love to give you that if you show up as worthy. But if you don't show up as worthy, like, I'm not spending my wheels on that. I've learned enough in life to know that, hey, everybody don't deserve everything. I can still be nice to you, and I can still be cool, but I do not have to roll out the red carpet. I don't have to do that if I'm not seeing that from you. If you're not showing up as worthy of that, I'm not going to do that. You know, just for what? Who am I trying to impress exactly? You know, especially at the point where you're not trying to impress me. Then what are we doing? But yeah, you know, I would just say, you know, guys, y'all be mindful and think about, you know, pay attention to if this woman is going out her way. What things she may be doing that other women are not doing. You know, and I ain't just talking about it in the bed, because you ain't gonna spend your whole life with that lady in the bed. So she could do all the tricks and be every single thing in the bed, but outside of that, what is it? Outside of that, what is it? And I'm not just talking about nobody that's sugar mama you or sugar daddy in you, because there's plenty of people who could just throw coins at you but can't have a good conversation with you, can't really be there for you in your time of need, because they don't have anything intellectually or anything of moral substance to say to you during those times. So it's always bigger than just money and sex. Like, you're going to need something else to hold you and to sustain you in this life, because life's gonna happen. And if you got you a dude that all he do is throw money at you, what good is that gonna do for you when your people die, when your family die, if they got insurance policies? You don't need nobody to throw money at you when money ain't the issue. You need somebody that's gonna be able to be there for you, comfort you, give you some, you know, kind words. If they can't show up for you and do that in certain times, what good are they? You know, like, it's just like it's bigger than the sex and money stuff, right? So when you have a person showing up for you in a certain way, you need to pay attention to that, because number one, you don't know when it's gonna roll back around and you're gonna get it again. And number two, it's just mindful, you know, it just makes sense to pay attention to it, because they showing up for you, you know, and you want to be able to pay attention to it so you can reciprocate, give that back if you're not already doing it. You know, like I say, you know, it is guys who they look up and get women who, you know, they just showing up intentionally out the gate, because that's just the type of woman that they are, and that guy don't necessarily have to do anything. So those are the ones I'm talking to. If you ain't did nothing for this lady to be showing up for you like this, and she is, pay attention to that and give it back to her. But just know that when you mess up, you're gonna utterly piss her off. You're gonna utterly mess up when you mess up with her, because she is doing all these things in silence and going out her way for you. So yeah, be mindful. Like, in today's time, good people don't just come by just so easily. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is broken, bruised, and tore up. And a lot of times, those are the people that a lot of people running into. So when you do run into somebody that's super solid, like, respect that. Have a good one.